I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. Charles Arlinda.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener.
Abigail, don't forget, I want a clip of your sports endeavors.
Your baseball prowess.
Let us see. Okay. You guys, up next is Orbit Culture from the inside.
Orbit Culture! Go ahead.
Orbit Culture from the inside. Let's see what our DJs have to say about it. This is one of Stacy's cooking songs. Okay. When this is playing, I predict tacos. All right. Apparently she plays this on Tuesday. No, she doesn't say that. All right, let me hear, Stacy, what it is that you listen to. You know what, Stacy? This is what happens when I cook. A million voices.
I keep telling Shorty, tell him to get away from you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. And she never does.
It's exactly, we've been saying this for years. And then, but I really do my best cooking if I can just get left alone. And I can just get in my zone and then just focus on what I'm doing, because I really love every step of the cooking to be excellent, so the end product is delectable. But yeah, I be burning things, over melting things, all kinds of stuff when people are talking, because they don't have pauses, and then the babies are down there, so it's just a lot of this, and I'm like, ah! Anyway. One of these days I'm gonna take you up on it, babe, and I'm gonna actually be like, guys, you know what I've been talking about for years? I expect that you respect this boundary. Orbit Culture from the inside. Let's check it out. Stacy's cooking song.
Orbit Culture. You don't have any culture.
You have no culture.
It is because you are lost.
Yes.
You don't know what that's about. If somebody knew what that's about, I would give them a shirt. What? You know that? You gotta give you a shirt.
That's one of those things you can't even Google.
Exactly. You can't even Google it. That's true.
So if they know it, they know it.
If they know it, then they know it. If you know, you know.
Yep.
All right, here we go, guys. Orbit Culture from the inside. Let's do it.
Ooh.
Holy shit. Those, you put extra spice in them tacos when you listen to this song?
I mean, damn.
I'd have to get one of them, in the ancient East, they had the cupbearer to taste the food, make sure it wasn't poison.
Yeah.
I'd have to get one of those.
Right.
If I'm hearing this song and you're like, here's some mega spicy tacos, I'm like, holy shit.
Right. Here's a leg of lamb, matter of fact.
This family should write a book about how to use heavy metal in everyday life. The uses of heavy metal in everyday life.
My thing is,
if you guys don't write that book, I promise you in a week, I'm going to write a book and put it up on Amazon. I've never seen a family like this in my life.
Yeah.
Not even on the Christian side. Like, I don't see Christians that have like soundtracks like, this is my baseball song.
Yeah.
This is my jujitsu song.
Yeah.
This is my taco song. Good night. That's the reason God invented music. Get off your ass and do something. Good night.
I have to know. Stacy, one day you're going to have to cook for us because I need to know, does this make for like an excellent meal or is this kind of like, you're like, oh, she was jamming out. Not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but
is this like, are you like a badass cook and you're listening to this music? If you are, your next level.
Yeah, but do
like,
you think Homeboy? What do you think Homeboy's gonna? Oh, this shit is trash, girl.
Why I
Please,
said.
his life is in his hands at this point.
That's why I said she's gonna have to cook for us. We'll be the judge of it.
I think Orbit Culture is probably my favorite new band. Because when these guys hit, they did a song, the last Orbit Culture song we reviewed, I think it's in December. I can't even listen to it because it was about a mass shooting. And like that happened, like we did that review like 2 or 3 days after we had our own active shooter situation. So I can't listen to that song anymore. But every time they do a song, man, shit is crazy. This song too. I mean, obviously.
Your memory is incredible. I mean,
how do you forget that? It was like 3-5 months ago.
I don't remember it. And if somebody said, if there was anything like, and it was like, there was like really a lot at stake, I would still fail the test.
Really?
Yeah.
You forgot about that?
Yeah, 100%. I remember the shooting happening in our town. I remember that. But do I remember the music that was played after?
No. This is like days later. But
yeah.
I was out there, so it's probably easier for me to not forget because I was out there. But
why? Yeah, I think that we both had different experiences that night.
Is this the first time you're telling me this? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? We had different experiences.
Well, we had different experiences because there's, when you're the one that's out in that shit, you're able to do something like.
I didn't do shit. I didn't find him.
Right, but you were still on the lookout. You were still doing. I was just like sitting, waiting, and looking at my kids. You know what I mean? Like it was a crazy thing, and you don't know what's gonna happen or where things are gonna go or what you're gonna do because like I was sitting there. There's like half of your spirit that's like, okay, I gotta be maternal for these kids so that way they feel like we're okay. But then there's the other side of you that's like the blood side of you that's like, but if anybody comes through that door, I'm going to do everything I can. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like literally everything I can. So you're kind of like, it's these two extremes that are crashing up against each other the whole night. And you were gone. So I have eyes on everybody else. And I know, okay, up until this moment, everybody's good. Up until this moment, everybody's good. Well, I don't know if you're good. And I do think that you
was thinking about me?
Of course, babe. Are you crazy?
No, I was completely fine.
Right, but I'm not with you, and I can't. It's not like I have a crystal ball to see where you are. I'm like, I don't know moment to moment where you are, or if something went south, or what happened. So
yeah,
it was a crazy experience. I think I was pretty quiet and pretty like zoned in my eyes because I was like, make sure everybody's good, make sure everybody stays away from the door. Like, you're trying to do everything that you can to make sure people, it was a crazy night though. It was a really crazy night. Yeah. This song is wild, man.
Why?
It's just heavy, and like it doesn't relent. And even when you get to the end, like even the outro is just like it took me, like I could feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good line. Talks about
ice.
like, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
You'll see through the ice, but you can't reach it. And then to the end, he says "me" at some point, which is true. Like, you got people in your life that you know they're in trouble, but it's like you can't reach it.
Yep. Yeah. Not a good feeling at all. I
Go ahead.
I mean, we all have different experiences. Like I said, even that one that we just explained, like your memories of the night of the shooting are not the same as my memories of the night of the shooting. And the way that you felt and what you experienced was just different than what I experienced. And I think that there is a side of it too that's like, well, I mean, I don't think I wouldn't have left my kids in the room anyway. Like, even if you were like, jump in the car, shorty, I wouldn't have, because I would have stayed with them. But, you know, like when I think about, you know, if you and I were on like some darkened trail on a walk and then something popped off, like the concept of like, well, this just came up. Our kids were having a conversation, and one of our sons was putting out a lyric, and he was talking about, and it was directly talking about gender roles. And he said, you run and I'll fight. And one of our girls got massively offended by that line. And I was like, well, hold on a second. Like, because I totally understand her frustration and anger with that line. While at the same time, I do think that our society has kind of pushed us to reject gender roles and to hate what those look like, especially like for like women. But I agree with her. Like, the concept of if something pops off, like that I should run. I understand, like, when I see it in a movie, like, you know, we were watching that show and like they were okay, but Shorty followed, and because she followed, she endangered everybody, because then she ended up getting caught and stuff. Like, I understand all of that, but like nobody wants to be the person that runs from the fight, especially if you're a certain type of person. Like, I think that there are cowards that want to run from a fight, but I think that there are other people that are like, no, like crash and burn. Like, I'm staying right here. So this song was challenging because he does end up saying me, but at first you're like kind of like, it all crashes down from the inside and it all crashes down on me. You'll see through the ice, but you cannot reach it. And I think when you're watching, especially somebody you love, one of your friends or whatever, and they're going through some shit, and there's only so much that you can do. Like, you know, it reminds me of like when I was delivering the babies and like you were there was only so much that you could do to help. From my side, I felt, you know, completely helped by you, but from your side, you probably felt powerless. And I think that it can be like that. So when the depiction that he gave, like the ice concept, because I came up in Maine, so it's cold here. Winter kind of lasts a really long time. And I remember the first time that I went ice fishing, and the ice is like, it's like thick like this, right? And they've cut these slits in the ice, but it's wide enough for you to fall through. And as a kid, like, my parents warned us a lot, like, be very careful. And there was 2 holes on both sides of the cabin. Honestly, I didn't really enjoy the experience. I don't like, you know, getting a fish to swallow a hook. I think that's horrible. I don't like taking those bloodworms and putting them on the hook. That's disgusting and also horrifying. And then the concept that there was no real safety, because I was always klutzy growing up. Like, literally, like, everybody would be so frustrated with how much I would trip and fall. And yet I was brought to this event that I could like slip down this hole and like forever be lost under the ice. And it was dark in there. I just hated the entire thing. The only thing that I liked was there was food and there was a wood stove inside of this little cabin that was kind of cozy and cute. But anyway, the idea that you could slip down that ice and that the current is going to pull you away and that you're probably not going to be able to get back out. And the ice is so thick, you're not going to be able to break through. So when it says it all crashes down from the inside, it all crashes down on me. You will see through the ice, but you can't reach it. Like, you know, that concept of seeing, you know, your friends really struggling and like it's as though they are under the ice and you can't, you know, break through. But for me, like, the only way that I can, you know, I entrust myself to the spirit that would be in the ice with them. But sometimes that's not, sometimes that's good, and like I'm able to like really like rest in that, and then there are other times where you can't, you know. But yeah, like I think that that's something, if you love people, you're gonna experience this at some point in your life. Like you're gonna see your friends going through some shit, or you're gonna be the one going through some shit and looking up through the ice yourself. But yeah, it was definitely a tough one, and especially that the outro, Darkened Trails Imprisonment, has swallowed me inside this hell that the air I breathe repulses me, yet I can't see for what's inside of me. And I think that is true. That is so true. Like, damn, I don't know. I don't know what kind of tacos you're making, Stacy.
It's a good song.
It's a really good song. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a really good song. Shout out. I mean, can't save everybody, but I can't save anybody. Okay.
Stacy's Metal Family. We had in our town. We're from Lewiston, Maine. There was a shooting that happened. This was that in October, or you know?
Yeah, it was in October.
You would remember it better than I would. Yeah. And it's a small town, so you know there's not really a lot of places that people can go, and so it just hit up all your typical spots, what you'd expect if somebody was going to do that in a small town. But it's cold, you know.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, dude went to the Sykes like 2 or 3 days prior and said he was hearing voices telling him to do all types of shit to himself, and you know, he was a veteran. You know how we treat veterans, so rest in peace to him. It
was crazy though, because honestly, I still haven't been able to process through this because it's so troubling to me. But the day before, I had said to Vinny, like, we should take all the kids and go bowling. And you didn't necessarily say no.
You're
what?
wrong. It was the day that it happened.
Day. Oh, I thought I was saying like tomorrow we should go.
No, it was the day that it happened.
Okay. Whatever it was, we would have landed there right in the middle of all of that. But Vinny was like, because Reza is 3. And honestly, he makes decisions. Like, he doesn't care if I think that he thinks to himself, I really want to fuck this up, but they're going to put me in timeout after. But it's more fun. Like, that's worth it to him. Like, he does the calculation and it's worth it to him. Does it all the time with all kinds of stuff. So you can see that the calculation is made and he just goes for it. So Vinny was like thinking that through, and he was like, man, you know, Ray's gonna fuck it up over there. It's gonna be an event, you know what I'm saying? And so that was the reason, right? Yeah. That's what you had communicated. So we didn't end up going to bowling because of one of our bad kids. And then we weren't there when it happened. And I'll tell you, this bowling alley, I grew up at this bowling alley. We used to go there as teenagers and
2
stuff.
2 minutes away from where we live.
Yeah, literally. We used to go to this bowling alley, and I can't tell you, I hate when you have like thoughts like this, because it's kind of like fucks with your head. But like, I almost every time that I would go there, I would think to myself, damn, if there was an emergency here, where would you go? Because I always, ever since I was a kid, I would do that. If you go into, you go to watch the movies, I was always casing the exits just in case. So yeah, it was pretty wild, like having that thought over and over, and then hearing those people were in that situation. Because as soon as I heard that the shooting was happening over there, I'm like, there's no exit. And sure enough, because I remember thinking you could run down the alley and go hide in the pins, but I don't even know how. It really wasn't a good setup. And sure enough, those people were in that situation. So
there was a lot of people out there looking for dude, though.
Yeah, there was.
There's a lot of people out there looking for dude.
That was also like a weird feeling, because after 9/11 happened, there was like this camaraderie that you felt in the city. Because I mean, I've grown up here, so there was this camaraderie that you felt, and it was like this protection, this care, and everything that everybody was giving to each other. But this was different. Like the spirit that filled that city that night, because dude was on the loose, and we were hearing, you know, rumors and different things. He's popping up here, popping up there, and so you didn't know where he was. If when somebody's in that situation, they almost become legendary, like bigger than life, and so. You know, I mean, like, this guy's like, you know, he's jumping in wormholes, essentially, and popping up here, popping up there. Obviously, he wasn't. It was obviously, you know, rumors of this and that and stuff. But, like, yeah, mad people were out there trying to find him. And I think, like, it was, I'll tell you, it was a real masculine energy that was out that night, because I think that there was just an understanding that, like, men were going to protect their city, and they were going to protect their families. And, you know, you were out there trying to make sure that we were safe too. And I think that was also part of what kind of gave me like a sort of like focus that night, was that I know that you think stuff out. And so if, you know, and after you gave me the layout of this, you know, I'm not going to get into details about it, but you gave me the layout and stuff and an understanding of the type of situation, you know, that we were in. So, yeah, you know, I'm not somebody that celebrates violence necessarily, but this man already had done so much violence that, you know, man needed to be stopped. But it would have been better if our healthcare system had done its job, and then it wouldn't have gotten to the point that it got to. But lives were lost because of that.
A lot of people could have still been here. But, you know, at the end of the day, that's why you got to check up on your family and be a good brother to your people. So, Stacy's metal family, you guys are close. Abby and the boy, I don't know the boy's name. You guys, no matter what happens, you guys are going to get older. Shit's going to get, you know, you're going to get on each other's nerves. But you only got one of those. So, appreciate it while you have it. You heard? You guys are an amazing family, honestly.
Yeah, we love every time we have one of these with you guys. Like,
you guys are like one of the healthiest family. Now, obviously, it's the internet, right?
Yeah.
So we only see what we see. But you guys are one of the most healthy families on the internet in the world. Fernando, that's right. Fernando, you take care of your little sister or your big sister. She's gonna take care of you. You guys fight.
Oh, really? He's a junior, so there's two Fernandos?
Fight, scratch, and claw, whatever. But you guys stay together and call each other every day. Because you got people out here calling family members. They're not picking up the phone. You feel me? It's a good song. All right. This is a 9.5 for me.
This one, I think, is... I loved the sound of it. I think it's relevant. I could really, like... I could feel it. I could feel it sonically. I could feel it emotionally. And, you know, it gave some really, really clear visuals. This one's probably... This is a 9.9 for me. 9.9, y'all.
All right, good. All right, guys. That's it. Another one in the books, bitches. Check up on your friends. Make sure they're good. You feel me? If you're a friend and you're not doing good, don't lie to your friends and tell them you're good. You know,
Right.
Get the help that you need to get. You feel me?
Yep.
You got two Fernandos in the house. All right. So we got Stacy, Abigail, Fernando, and Fernando.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll start with the girls first. Abigail, Stacy, Fernando, and Fernando. Shout out to all you beautiful people.
Stacy, the matron of the house.
It literally says Stacy's metal family in this bitch.
Yes, Stacy, Abigail, Fernando.
SAFF. There you go. You guys are a gang. SAFF in this bitch. SAF in this bitch. Or SAF gender. Whatever. I'm surprised there isn't a... I'm going to get out of here before I get in trouble.
Careful.
Way to not be here, Dwayne. Way to not be here, Dwayne.
Yeah.
Where were you when I needed you, bro? Ian, I sent you a message about a crazy thing I was in. Oh, did you text it to me? If you've been texting me, my bad. I've been behind on my messages a little bit. I'll get back into it. Yeah, but I'll review those texts later, bro. For sure. All right, much love to everybody. CISO in this bitch.
Bye, guys.
We're out of here.
Check up on Patreon to catch when the next streams are. The entire list for April is there.
Middle, do me a favor and build me a room on what do you call that
Discord.
thing? Discord. Like just for me, where I can like hang out and chill for a little bit. I don't want to like encroach on y'all's, thing. Here comes the principal and all. People want to talk shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to encroach on people's thingamajiggy. Kai, I did not see your email yet.
I did.
Did you see his email?
I did. I wanted to actually watch it with Vinny. He put like 5 top moments in Vin and Sori history.
Did he?
And yeah, he's got the stuff in there. So
it should be Vin and Sori on there, Middle. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Discord is your turf. Like I'm not trying to encroach on your guys' turf. I was out there yesterday talking to a turf actually.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
I was out there for about 45 minutes. I'm about to interview Shorty.
Yep. I think that's gonna be a really good interview. Very interesting.
Okay, thank you, CISO. Text that to me, so we can have a couple days to hype up the video, huh? Give me some time to hype up the video, bro. All right, guys. Much
Thanks
love.
for coming through, you guys.
Love your neighbor. Take care of each other. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone. Did we get the timestamp for the last?